What up, y'all? Welcome to the Gunslinger Gaming Frosty Pints podcast. I'm Gobi. With me tonight is my man, McMurphy and Smergg. How you guys doing tonight?
What up?
Yo, yo.
Yeah. It's been a while, man.
Yeah, I forgot I could even talk. It's still debatable. We'll find out.
Hey, it's all good.
Young.
We're gonna start you off nice and easy with a nice soft one down the middle with some Nintendo stuff.
Easy there.
Super Nintendo World.
Out yet.
Super Nintendo World. Miyamoto leads fans through it. This, if you are a Nintendo fan, which we don't have any of those here, right?
I got two of them in the other room, playing on it right now.
Yeah, I'm raising one right now. So.
Yeah, I mean, this looks like it'd be pretty cool.
Gotta start somewhere.
I mean, yeah. This is the man, and he showing fans around. Plus, this place looks really cool. Like, I want to go.
My hope is it'll take off in Japan, and my hope is the next stop will be in Universal Studios over here in stateside. And I've already shown my son, Jack. Of course, he's pumped for it, and I use him as a avatar to get all Nintendo stuff because, that's the point of it all, right?
Alright, but let's face it, Tozer sees right through that.
Oh, she absolutely does, and she hates me for it. She cannot stand a single sound effect for Mario because of all the Mario Kart playing I've done throughout our relationship. Now I've got Jack playing, and he'll play so much Mario with me, so it's great, and we'll definitely go to there once we can.
Headsets are a wonderful thing.
Yeah. Yes. It's actually pretty neat. I kind of go on a random tangent here, but so kind of cool. We're all three gaming dads, and we kind of all three have that little man that we is our little gaming buddy. Loki's mine, Jack's yours. Smergg has his. Yeah. I loved gaming before, but I think as dads we can all admit playing with your son beats it all.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Plus you can beat him down.
Definitely.
It's so much easier.
He has no clue. I'm terrible at games. He's at that perfect age where he thinks I'm amazing, and I'm just like, that's cool. We're going to ride this one out.
Right.
So.
Take it to
we're just gonna ride this wave until it crashes in the beach, and then I'm just gonna sit there and watch him go.
Yeah, and he'll come through the door one day with his backpack on. He goes, "You know what? Talk to kids. You suck. You really, really suck at that game." So we're like, that's fine.
Yeah, let's hope we don't go that far. Just hey, I'm Dad. Do you need some help with that? No, I love playing with little man. He actually Fallout, and his new one right now is Ghost Recon because they have a new crossover event coming on the 21st, and he's super excited to play that. So hey, I mean, rock on. I still.
Well, my buddy still keeps me in Fortnite, even though you guys have thrown it to the curb, cussed it, and called it very bad names. We rock out in Fortnite. That's all I'm saying.
Save the world.
Yeah, I think you might see that come back a little bit.
Yeah, it's probably going to. So the other one is, okay, I know I don't even play Nintendo, and I'm looking forward to this game, Zelda Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh yeah.
I love how they leaked the release date as in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Good job there, guys.
Well, we'll see. I mean, Nintendo's great at kicking down Zelda release dates too the following year. So, if it makes 2021, hey, that'll be great. But I'm not banking on it.
I'm more intrigued by the little Metroid there in the bottom left-hand corner of the tweet. It says Happy 2021, and then there's Metroid right there.
But I just want to know what the heck Link's going to do. I mean, he's killed everybody. Is he going to swoop himself on the feet and take her up to the castle? Like, come on. Are they going to get attacked? Is Hyrule going to suddenly crack in half and something's going to come out of the earth? What's the story?
He's got to ride his motorcycle around.
Well, I mean, that footage, the stuff they show, I mean, it looks dark. It looks like it's taken a kind of a dark angle at it, everything.
With a lot of underground stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Blowing hands. He's got a new haircut. Hey, what are you doing?
That's worth the other $60.
He is sporting a mullet and a ponytail. Come on.
I mean, Madden just changes a few things every year, and people buy it, so they'll. You know what? I'm going to take it back. I think Breath of the Wild will come out actually in 2021 because I forgot it's the 35th anniversary of Legend of Zelda, and Metroid's the 25th. So there's some speculation that they'll try to do something for Metroid, but we'll see.
I see. I miss Metroid. They always kicked my ass, but let's face it, the sticky ball was cool.
Oh yeah, that's one of those games I admire, but I never got through it.
Oh. I remember beating my head against a wall for days.
Yeah, I mean, but you got to realize, Breath of the Wild 1 was really the kickstart for the Switch. And, I mean, that's what enabled the Switch to be so popular in that whole bundle initial release. So it's really been 3 years now. And so the fact that they're just going to come along with the second Breath of the Wild, I think, is apropos in keeping that generation or keeping that game
alive.
Console, but just that format or that media system alive. And so, you know, if they're going to keep people in that type of play style, using that handheld / potential console-ish estimate, they're going to have to come up with a great game that's an adventure that's going to keep people on the box for, you know, hours in a day.
No. My game could definitely do that. I mean, that was a great feeling. I went to the midnight launch of the Switch locally when it came out at the GameStop that is now no longer there. But it'd come home with that and Pro Controller and Breath of the Wild was like, wow, this is a great launch.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a beautiful game.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. In fact, I really need to go back to it. I have that terrible habit. If the game's too expansive, gives me too many options, I fall off of it. Just after a while, I get really intimidated. It's like, I can easily dump so much time.
Cyberpunk.
So.
Like, okay, as much hate as the thing gets, like, in PC, it runs great on my PC. It ran great on Smergg's. It did not run so well on his laptop.
No. And the worst part about it is it's not cross-save, or it's not, you know, it saves on the local system. So anything I did while traveling, when I came back to actually play it on the desktop, you know, I'd have to transfer files, and I didn't want to do that.
Yeah. The GOG version of the game has cloud saves, which I have, so I can play on either one and cloud save it. And you on the Stradia would actually be playing, I believe, the GOG version of the game.
Yeah, and I played that on my laptop using Stadia, and right now I have a premium Stadia I got for free, which was a huge decision. It was like, am I going to finally buy something on that platform? And I did. I bought Cyberpunk because it gave me a free, you know, premium package with the controller and the Google.
Oh, nice.
Was it Google Nest thing? Yeah. So I have that upstairs in the bedroom. Played on there. No, it's been working great. I mean, I like the game.
No,
I do. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's fun.
But let's touch on the other part of that. Now, I know it was kind of brought up in the Saloon a little bit before Christmas and stuff. But you mentioned you got the bundle for it. How are you enjoying, or how are you liking the Stradia, and your thoughts on it, pros and cons.
The pros for me, as somebody that sees PC quality and sees some releases that are only on PC, I like the idea that somebody like Google, who can, the latency's really great, the cloud gaming through them is really great. Those are huge pluses for me, that I can, if I wanted to play on my cell phone, I could do that, and I pick up exactly where I left off. It was literally click and play. This PC gaming for really, really dumb people like me. So I really, really like that. Because I did not want to deal with something like as big as Cyberpunk on my PS4. So I did that. Now, a con, and this maybe people don't care, but I do like having some kind of local copy of a game that cannot be taken away. And of course, Stadia is the extreme opposite. Not only is it digital only, but once it's gone from their server, it's gone. There's no local download I can even have. So that's a huge con. I'm right now. I'm not. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Obviously, one con I want to touch on that doesn't affect you actually is internet speed. If you don't have the internet speed, this isn't going to work for you. So, like me, as much as I would love to try this at 10 megabyte DSL, I can't even pull 720p.
Pull the string tighter. The tighter the string, the faster the internet. That's all I'm saying. Talking to the can.
I know.
Yeah, we already kind of addressed that in the fact that we cut our cable, but of course that means you have to have better internet if all your TV and everything's coming through internet apps. So that has already been addressed on our end. But yeah, that's another huge con is if you don't have the internet speed, then you're going to play a very choppy game.
That's the one thing Europe's got fantastic. I mean, to the house, I've got a 100 gigabit network. So, and that's for I think I pay $35 a month for. So it's just the way they go. And that's why you see all the Europeans right now in some of the games we're playing, like Destiny and whatnot. And we're all playing on the U.S. side because there is no latency across the pond like it used to be.
Oh wow,
that's nice.
Yeah,
we're coming closer together. All right. So moving on, and let's go to the opposite end of this spectrum when we didn't all get along. Fallout New Vegas. Now this is yeah, I know this is so ominous. Actually, this mod's been in the development for about 7 years. It's called the Frontier. It's massive. It adds 163 new weapons, 3 quests, some new game mechanics. It's a revamp, and if you watch the trailer for it, it made me want to go back and play Fallout New Vegas with this mod installed. It's... yeah.
I just don't understand it. I mean, I do get that people don't want to play online, and they want to have a little bit of control and a little bit of uniqueness to the Fallout system. But when they created Fallout Online, why aren't they focusing on that genre instead, going back to the
these are fans.
I know. I understand that the Fallout genre from Fallout 1 all the way through 4, and then online and the New Vegas systems and all the other spin-offs that have been out there, from third person looking down to first person perspective. The end of days holocaustic genre mastered by Fallout, but why step back on a platform? Why not empower the current one you've got?
I think this goes back to, if I remember right, there's 2 separate studios that made Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, and if I remember right, Obsidian Entertainment or something wrote New Vegas. So this game has this huge cult following. where the other ones have kind of, the same company made Fallout 3. They moved on to Fallout 4 and stuff, and now, Fallout 76. But no, the company that made New Vegas hasn't made another Fallout game since New Vegas.
Obsidian Entertainment, developed Fallout New Vegas, but it was still published by Bethesda.
Yeah.
So that's why,
I think this is just, like that cult classic thing, and so they take and they add a bunch of modernized weapons and stuff to the game, which is kind of cool. So it's more of stuff you would see, I don't even want to call it Call of Duty, but more of that kind of style of guns. And then, I believe there's drivable vehicles in it as well.
Right.
So they just basically took the game and used it as a base and said, we're going to do this because we can.
Well, no, I can get that. And if you've been working on it, or if you got an advance from whoever was sponsoring you, then you have to have a deliverable. I mean, but if you look at it from a marketing, from a business perspective, that genre no longer has, a viable razor blade solution. And when I say razor blade solution, the guy that invented the straight razor realized you can make a lot more money by selling razor blades and give away the free razor and just charge you on the blades. So, those monthly fees that you can get from everybody at a smaller amount add up over time. Blizzard, the king of that.
No.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about that? Or do we just want to
go from... So, I mean, you look at Fallout New Vegas, totally take in, and I'm pulling this off the interweb. They sold 11.6 million copies. They grossed about $300 million. You look at a subscription base, and you're pulling $300 million, a quarter.
Fallout 76 has pulled that in this last 6 months.
Yeah, so it's not about the money. It's about, like you said, the fan base and providing a deliverable to something that was promised. So, I don't know where to go with that. A materialistic guy, I mean, like, really? Why? But I get it. I appreciate them, coming and delivering the final product.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It'll be a nice playthrough for me, and I won't ever go back.
Yeah, and it's the same thing we were talking about with Breath of the Wild. You play through, and once you finish it and you kill Ganon, and the big Ganon, it's like, do you play it again? Do you go back and look for those small hidden Easter eggs? Only if you're really bored.
Yeah.
Or you're stuck in a,
or you're a completionist.
You can't get internet, and there's that. I mean, there is those guys that have to touch every rock and see which one was the secret Easter egg, and go back and put a video about, well, if you touch 47,000 rocks, the 47,000th and first one will give you an Easter egg.
Or just a golden turd.
Which a lot of Fallout fans are about, because it's all that pop culture and the little side things and the Pip-Boy this and the,
I'll never forget that. Fallout 3 has an achievement for throwing rocks.
Oh, yeah.
You throw 50 rocks to distract the guards, and it's an achievement.
Yeah, not to bring Blizzard into that, but that was the best. That was the brightest, greatest thing ever created in an online game, was creating an achievement-based system where you have to go out. It doesn't give you any tactical advantage, but it gives you a little bing. You got the achievement.
Gotta love it. Alright, so we got one more industry thing to talk about. This one kind of slipped in. Nobody really noticed it. And most people probably don't even understand. So Epic acquired Rad Game Tools, which that probably means blah 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 to most people. They're the company that owns Bink and Oodle and Telemetry, which are used in a whole lot more games than just Unreal Engine games. Like, these are
Granny and Miles.
So yeah, now these guys are all in the Epic umbrella. So it'll be interesting to see how much that improves the Unreal Engine going forward, and how much it affects other engines as well, which I don't think they will. They've been pretty good up in this point in sharing anything they buy. They keep it for everybody to use. they just make sure the Unreal Engine's better optimized. Can't blame them. But yeah. So
Epic is just off the charts. Didn't they just buy a mall that they're converting into their headquarters in North Carolina?
yes, I believe yes they did.
Yeah. Tozer, who my wife, and she's one of the I guess founding GS members as well. She we know several people that have been recruited from their like ILM and stuff like that, and moved them all to North Carolina. They're taking people left and right in the industry, movie industry, game industry. They want to be just a giant.
I think
So,
they
good for them.
they got a plan. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. I mean,
What that plan
like it.
is, I don't have a clue, but they got one. So that's something. Speaking of plans, we got interesting plans, right? Nope, we don't. But we do have the gaming awards to talk about. So,
Dun, 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 dun.
Murphy, why don't you take this one away? Since this is the first year we've been doing it this way, so why don't you talk about it and explain away?
Oh, yeah. I would say for the last decade. I think last year we missed one, right? But
No.
we've always had.
We
did?
we did it. It
I
was
missed
later in
it.
the year. Yeah, we
Okay.
it was yeah. It was not fun. But yeah, anyway, moving on.
Yeah, it ends up being a lot of work behind the scenes. But yeah, so we're doing the annual Gunslinger Gaming Game Awards. Is kind of the idea. You've seen them all over the place. IGN does one. There's the official Video Game Awards that was done in December. But of course, our niche is from our group, Gunslinger Gaming. Our members make the votes, make the nominations, and then we decide in our community what's the best. Hold on just 1 second. I'm going to have talk among yourselves for a second.
No worries.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Just give me a second.
obviously this is we're going to talk about them, and then we'll have a podcast later where we announce all the
I'm
winners
here.
and stuff and all that fun
What?
stuff.
We're not going to do it tonight?
No, we're gonna we're talking
We
about
can play the Amazing
nominees.
Karnak. We can play the Amazing Karnak version. And the
Yeah.
snood.
So, okay, just let me know if I start to scramble, sound like a robot. I just had to switch rooms here.
You're good,
But,
man.
okay, so, yeah, the idea is usually every year we vote, and it's a pretty straightforward way. We've done it a few different ways, but it amounts to the same, where there'll be a poll, people vote for what they've nominated for, and then we do a whole write-up, whether it's written or a podcast episode or both. And then, we just make an event of it. It's a tradition. Well, this year we're doing more of an interactive way, since keep people interested. And that's a bracket system. So we have less categories, but we have rounds. It's kind of an elimination bracket system where you're going to vote, pair them off, vote, and then move forward. I think everyone knows bracket system, right? So any sports fan.
No.
So,
What? Fantasy football?
Right.
What? March Madness?
I created this new thing I'm calling the bracket system.
Right?
I've trademarked it and everything. But
All
no,
right.
so it's going on right now. We just started, in fact, right before the podcast. We put up our round one bracket for best multiplayer game of 2020. So, if you're a registered member.
What I want to know is how you came down with just those two choices.
Oh, there was a nomination thing that a bunch of us
Yeah.
missed. I
Oh,
swear I
that's
didn't.
what it is.
I swear I didn't miss that post and try and do it the next morning on a Saturday. I didn't do that. I swear.
Yeah. Yeah, that happens a lot. Every year you're bound to be going, who picked these? It's like, well, you didn't because you didn't respond. But yeah, it's on our forum. You just click the discussion thing. It's a global announcement. And you have until tomorrow to cast a vote for round 1 on best ongoing game, which we had the most submissions for. A lot of people had opinions about that one. Plus, it's a little easier. It doesn't have to be in 2020. You know, the game didn't have to be Polish. So.
Ooh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are the choices this week?
This week, okay, so the one that just got put up for best multiplayer, you have 3 different brackets. So I think the first one, you're picking which one was better. Was it Animal Crossing New Horizon versus Star Wars Squadron? They're essentially the same game, so that's going to be hard. And then, what's the second bracket? Super Mario Brothers 35 versus Among Us?
Yeah.
And then the third bracket was Call of Duty Warzone versus Valorant. So, you vote for them. That closes this coming Saturday by midnight. And then what will come up is those winners will go on to the next round until we get... So there's going to be a total of 3 rounds for that category. And the online one, we had more... ongoing one. I can't name them all off the top of my head, but... there's nominations, of course. Destiny 2 is no surprise to me.
The Division 2 made it?
Division 2 made it at the last minute. I think that was one of the last things someone nominated. Division 2.
Look. Oh, no. Division 2. Oh, it got nominated, but it's behind in the voting. Super Mario Kart is beating them out.
That's right. So, Mario Kart 8, just a couple years ago, won Game of the Year, completely upset. No one thought that was going to happen, especially in a community where, I don't know, I mean, we got a lot of growth through Nintendo, but we've definitely moved on to PC and other consoles and other stuff like that.
All I'm saying here is if Fortnite beats Warframe in that Bracket 3 Round 1 competition, you need to change the Warframe channel to Fortnite. I knew that'd get Gopi.
Well, yeah. Well,
maybe Fortnite gets a tap one too.
43.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Ooh,
So,
yeah. You didn't. You missed No Man's Sky though. I didn't. You remember?
Well, no, it's at the top. We weren't talking about them all. We were just talking about little plots.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, No Man's Sky's trump Sea of Thieves so far.
Well, I mean, let's face it. No Man's Sky should trump. It's a great game. Seriously, I don't know where the fuck that game come from, but
it's a good game. I wouldn't go great. It's a good game. It's a lot of fun. It's space Minecraft. Come on.
So I decided to beat my head against the wall and play the survival mode.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so they limit your stacks at 250. Now, in normal mode, I think a stack is like 1,000 or something. So, they quarterized you there. Yeah, it was interesting. The game was way harder. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, yep. So I'm not looking forward to permadeath, but yes, I'm one of those idiot completionists. I'm going for 100%, and in order to do that, I have to get to the center of the universe in permadeath mode and survival. And I'm not looking forward to either one of those, but I'm gonna do it because.
Let's put friendly fire on.
Jeez. Wow. No, between you and Sophie is what convinced me to get it. I have it on the PS4. I need to sink more time into it, but it's a cool game. I mean, I'm glad that it bounced back and became something that gets a lot of discussion. So
it's one of those games. Like I didn't get into it right away. Like it took a while, and then basically what happened is I found the community planet, and I happened to land there, and I was like, oh my god, this place is awesome. And Nighthawk had just picked it up, and having a couple of people to play with really helped out a lot.
I'm cool with that planet except for the purple bubbles. The purple bubbles get me. Just saying.
Yeah, the purple bubbles are... but I haven't found another Paradise Planet without purple bubbles that is decent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're just... Yeah. So, is there any other GS business that you want to talk about? Like forum-wise or anything?
Yeah. Well, just real quick is if you're really going, you haven't been to the site for a while. Back at the end of 2018, we did scrap the old site and kind of start fresh. So that's going to look very different from the last time visited. And then in 2021, we've decided to bow to the internet changes of the world and how forums are kind of not as big as they used to be. So we've condensed it, and we're doing it more like a message board. So you don't have to go seek out a lot of different discussions about, let's say, Call of Duty. You're going to have a main thread. If you want to make your own, that's fine. But we just want to make it easier to let people get to where they need to go and make comments if they want to make comments. But otherwise, using it more as a hub to all the interactive things, like, your podcast and our Discord and communication tools and things like that. Just because it's clear people like to get in game right away. There's less of a concern about doing all their communications through a place you have to post, since a lot of people are using devices without a keyboard. So to peck away at a whole message and use BBC code and stuff like that is kind of not what's really relevant. So I would say that would be the biggest thing. And I know Gabi and everyone, we've been kind of shooting around ideas of the things to do, and so I would just keep looking out, because we're always brewing something.
You always got to have a plan. whether you complete that plan or not, you always got to have a plan.
Right, exactly. And more often than not, things come out of the oven half-baked. So,
hey man, I mean,
the nature of it.
You got a plan, and part of that plan is you just got to assume that everything is going to go to shit.
Yeah, the former Secretary of Defense, General Mattis, said, always have a knife, because you have to be able to come into a room and kill everybody in the room. Or they might have cheesecake.
Yeah. End up in a room with Golden Girls. You never know.
Hey man, you can't not have cheesecake and not have a knife. Like, that is a criminal offense. Like, gotta have that. I'm sorry, I love cheesecake. I mean, that's like, I hate sweets.
Or
I don't like cookies. But
you
I can't
could do both.
Right, but cheesecake, delicious. Yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna get out of here. But before we do, what are you gonna go play, Murph?
Well, my son's home, so I'm gonna ask him what we're gonna play. Maybe Super Mario Maker 2.
Ooh, now that could be interesting and hair-pulling all at the same time.
He loves making the stages, so we play through them.
Oh, so he makes them and then you pull your hair out trying to beat them.
Yes. So, it's a good time. It actually is fun.
Yeah.
I love that game.
I don't have a Nintendo, but it's like watching it and seeing some of the levels. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's
But yeah, thanks for having me, and this was fun. Like I said, I haven't been able to do this for a while, so I appreciate it.
Oh, we'll get you back in here, because in a few weeks we're gonna have a podcast where we announce all the winners. Now, anybody listening, you're gonna be informed right now that you're welcome to join. If there's more people than normal, we'll figure out a way to cycle people in and out. So if you guys want to join in on the announcement podcast, let us know. All right. Yeah, that's all I got. So thank you guys for joining. Thank you all for listening, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.
Pleasure.
Bye.